universal love and light wisdoms. My mouth was wanting to go faster than my brain was, or my brain was wanting to go faster than my mouth was. We are here today in great excitement and great joy, and we thank all of creation, the Holy Mother, Father, Spirit, Universal Creator, Source Creator, God. However we wish to describe the essence of all that life is, swimming within and without, we give great thanks as we are celebrating Thanksgiving this week. Here in Canada, and I'm so grateful and thankful for each and every one of you to be a part of our human soul tribe, listening now and future now moments. And as each and every one of you know, that every time we gather, we call forward the spirits and the guides and the highest archangels of the heavenly councils, the councils of light, the Elohim, the Christ collective, lords of Melchizedek order, the sun lords of light, the divine pixies and elementals, all of the consciousness of Gaia that we co-create and we spin and we spiral with. And the Divine and Holy Mother Father, the Archangels, the Ascended Masters, Rainbow Masters of Light, and the many, many tribes and our ancestors from all galaxies, from all planets, from all dimensions that are assisting in the benevolent transmutation, the benevolent transformations, the benevolent flow of energy in and out of all that we are, healing our bodies, healing our minds, our spirits, and our souls, and assisting in any way that we ask, in any way that we call them in any way and any moment that we ask for an activation or a healing. Letting go and assisting in the transmutation of all that we are ready to let go of. Know that it comes from our asking and our pure intent to transmute into a greater aspect of who we are as pure love, as pure light. So we begin this beautiful session of Thanksgiving and this week of Thanksgiving, and we're going to be offering a few recordings as we do each week, focusing on divine higher dimensional sound and activational healings and transmutations for those that so desire, to clear and cleanse and modify their fields through sacred sound and tone and light language. We'll probably offer sound in this segment of Ascension, fifth dimensional co-creation today. And we wanted to create something beautifully creative, and I was inspired yesterday, as I always am, through Spirit, to continue my expansion into higher dimensional vibrational co-creations. And I was in meditation asking Divine Source, Father Creator, Divine Source, Mother Creator, Source of all that is, Spirit of all that is, how may I co-create beyond imagining? How may I co-create beyond the impossible? And so I'm really excited as I've gone through a 10-month journey of in and out of hermit mode, in and out of healing mode that has taken me several times to the edge, several depths of experience that I didn't think that I was able to experience, for the greater understanding and greater compassion and many levels of my soul's healing, to be a part of the human collective in a much deeper and richer way. I was often shown throughout my many years of ascension that although there are many that come in very high vibrational experiences to assist humanity at this time to awaken, but what's really important about those journeys of coming in higher vibratory experiences or higher cellular experiences through the crystalline DNA, as we've often talked about through my own personal journey, coming here as a crystalline child and having my chakras adjusted to remain in the physicality. But sometimes, perhaps in the journey of ascension, getting so stagnated in old versions of ascension stories, we can step over the beauty of truly traversing every potential experience of the human journey. We know that we've had it in our akash of many other lifetimes of great challenge and trauma and travesty and all of the things that we've talked about as we go through soul healing and soul remembrance and soul reunification. But this particular story for me, the past 10 months, those of you that know our sharings, that know of our ascension offerings, I have been in very deep and profound soulful hermit moments, taken myself off of social media for great amounts of time to fully honor and respect and value the journey that so many humans go through traversing the third dimensional reality in their experiences. And although I've had these experiences in my Akash, it was necessary for me to experience this soul reunification from other dimensions and ground it and anchor it into this earthly experience. For many reasons, for infinite reasons, many of it to have the now awareness, the now perspective of the entirety, as best one can, of compassion and understanding and love for those moving through the ascension frequency, just newly awakening. And the depth and the richness of the journeys that the human spirit and the human soul goes through separation, through limitation and fear. And these last 10 months and this last year has been that exact ride for me, is diving deeper within all what's called either negative ego shadow aspects, diving within the highest and deepest and richest imagining aspects of separation, healing those very cellular traumas, the psyche templates that we've each come with in different forms and different fashions and different depths, to heal the codes of the soul. We've talked about it in our last video about psyche templates. Healing those soul codes for the entirety of the soul. And in this offering, we're going to talk about the entirety of the soul as being the divine Merkaba, the Metatronic cube that we are as a soul. Each of us as a soul, we are a Metatronic cube. And that Metatronic cube, each point that I've been shown, each point of the connecting point on every other line within that Metatronic cube is a lifetime personality aspect in any dimension, in any realm, in any form. And so every time that we transcend and transmute through love, compassion, forgiveness, and self-acceptance, as we talked about in our other videos, those 4 primary transmutational vibrations of self-love, forgiveness, compassion, and self-acceptance. Those 4 transmutational vibrations bring you into that crucible, that cornerstone through which you open up into a vaster understanding and a vaster potentiation of your soul. And I felt it recently in these last 10 months, where I've moved through forgiveness and compassion and understanding for myself and the self-love for myself, and honoring all that I am as a soul, as hard as it was, and as many times as I've been brought to the edge through the various deeply traumatic, and I say deeply because it's the only ways that I can explain the traumas and the understanding I have for those going through deep and challenging fears, deep and challenging frustrations of navigation through letting go of belief systems that keep us in bondage and subjugation. In any way. I mean, subjugation goes so deep, and it's so threaded in the third dimensional ways that we've co-created through the eons. And we're each healing it in every way that we let go of subjugation, in any way that we behave, whether it's through thought, word, or deed. We're transmuting and we're crystallizing, and we're bringing higher frequencies of love and light and understanding and forgiveness and acceptance. All of those 4 highly vibrational transmutational energies. Even if it's through the words we use to release, creating and using words that are low vibration. That's releasing subjugation. So any ways that we do that, it brings crystalline light and crystalline vibration and oscillation into that Metatronic cube. You therefore get to that point of readiness for that next phase, that new phase, as we've talked about, the snake swallowing itself whole. That's when you get to that crucible, that center point, where those points meet, where the old version of you and the new version of you is ready to be harmonized. Harmonized is the best word that I'm being shown, that as those 2 points meet, the old version is releasing and letting go of threads of vibration. They're threads of vibration because we are all energy. The physicality is just an illusion that we're all co-creating with one another. So they're threads of vibration that you're transmuting as the soul Metatronic cube that you are, through love and through forgiveness and through acceptance and compassion, those vibrations, cell by cell, thought by thought, word by word, affirmation by affirmation, moment for moment, you're transmuting those vibrations and allowing yourself to create the vibrational color, the vibrational sound and harmonic that ties you into, brings you closer to that higher vibrational thread that your higher self, your soul, your oversoul, the oversouls of oversouls are calling in as they're moving through their transmutations and readiness, all coming together as this beautiful spiral, because the spiral is the God's breath. The spiral is God's movement through creation. God is in all things, within and without. Every cell, every atom, God is. Consciousness, source, creator, spirit, higher consciousness, source, creator. However we want to describe the love of all that is, the higher consciousness that creates galaxies, universes, planets, and so on. The higher divinity of all that we are as God, within every atom. The nucleus held the universal wisdom of all things. We have it within us. So the activation of the God within you is spiraling and activating those healings for readiness, for integration and healing as the chakras and the Akashic healing is activated. You move through those traumas, you move through those fears, you move through those daily co-creations with those in your soul family. Healing, compassion, allowance, and forgiveness, and accepting, self-love. Bringing those points together from all other aspects of your grand soul, the Merkaba soul that you are, the light, the harmony, the fluidic movement with source that you are. And I've been moving through such profound transformation the last 10 months, not understanding in the grander scheme of things why my soul chose to move, feeling as I was at a peak of my ascension, really. And then my soul readiness to integrate a far separative fragment of my soul, diving deeper within, feeling as if I went backwards quite a bit in my vibration and how I was feeling and moving about life. It was very confusing and very, very challenging for me. Very, very challenging the last 10 months. And why we hold those soul fragment healings for the intelligence and the wisdom and the strength and the endurance and the preservation and the perseverance and the determination and the wisdom that we have, the will that we have, the pure will to know that there is love, to know that there is higher powers, to know that you are one with God, to know that your faith in who you are as a loving being can get you through those times in which you're brought to the edge again and again and again. The soul of all that you are will dive, and it is the infinity symbol, continually diving in to heal all that you are as a soul. You are one with all that is. And you are one with those aspects, especially that we find the most judgments in, and why releasing judgments and releasing condemnation of who you are, or your lack of self, and all of those ways that we've chosen to move about this experience, will be those ones that we heal first, because we find that's what the whole process of self-reunification with the whole. Being whole is knowing that you are one with the all, and therefore judgments are released quickly, because especially with the subtle body coming on, becoming whole within a fifth dimensional vibration, we feel the pain immediately as a judgment has left the lips. This is how fast and quickly we feel the reverberations of how we allow ourselves to move within the density of separation. And so this is what I've traversed over the past 10 months, and understanding the codes that I come with in my psyche template, the different timelines and the dimensions that I'm healing, and the different variations of the human journey on this earth that I'm able to assist in understanding the trials and the tribulations, so that we may come forward with stories. And this is what we wanted to talk about today, was creational stories. How divine and how exciting and how divinely appreciative and graceful we can allow our hearts to soak within and open within, to live with a divinely sacred open heart, and allow flow of the Creator, the divine source creator, to show us, because this is what it is. It feels like now is that I'm opening to a creator flow, that I'm being shown the gracefulness and the gratitude for every moment for moment, appreciating everyone within my story, appreciating the faculties and the journey that I've taken, the richness that I've taken, and in offering this forward, I'm offering this forward because I understand. I really truly understand the human journey from every level that it could be experienced, and the Creator, the Divine Father, has offered. There's nothing more that you can learn from darkness. There's nothing more that you can learn from separation. There's nothing more that you can learn from fear. You've learned every fear experience that you could learn. You've learned from every depth of darkness that you could learn. And it's that point where your soul, it just surrenders. And it is a real surrender. It's a soulful surrender, that every aspect within your body and your mind and your spirit and your soul, I don't know how to transmute or transcend this. And I surrender it to your source. I surrender it to the holy heavens. I surrender it to the Christ collective, the soul of all that I am, because as within, so without, you are the heavens, you are the earth, you are the soul, you are the personality. I surrender it to the grander God that I am. I know there's grander aspects of my God self. I understand and I believe, I absolutely believe. I'm surrendering this to you, God. I believe in the miracles of God. I believe in the miracles of all that I've been shown. I'm still here. I'm still here. My heart is still beating. I'm on the floor. And I've got every presence of every cell within my body, and I'm still here. And I'm going to persevere. I am determined. For I know that I have the wisdom within me to transcend this, and I'm just going to surrender. Because oftentimes that transcending is in the surrender. You don't have to know how to get through it. Just surrender and say, I'm done. I don't know how to move through this last stage and phase. And there will be many more phases. But in those moments that your heart is open, your heart, that's the heart perspective, the purity of your oneness, the purity of your journey as a human, the purity of your appreciation as being human, the purity of your excitement as being human. Wow, I'm going to transcend this. I'm just going to surrender it to Source. The wisdoms will show me in a few days, tomorrow, in a few hours, the understanding of why I went through what I went through. Because that's the perfection of God. That's the perfection of creation. You're going through this infinity to weave yourself back and forth because you understand that there will be that beautiful divine change, that lesson, that beauty, that elegance of who you are as human, to traverse such frequencies of one's own co-creations, of one's own limitations, or one's creation of illusions that we've offered ourselves. We offer every illusion, we offer every fear, we offer every story that we've told ourselves. Oftentimes they do come as the codes within our psyche template to transcend. And as we've often offered in our Ascension teachings and offerings, I've gone through what I've gone through the many persecution and many stories that I've often told on all sides of all roles that have ever been played in fear and darkness and limitation and triumph and mastery and angelic presence. I've seen myself and I have the remembrances and the vibratory frequencies in all facets that I've experienced. And there's so much more to experience as far as my soul's journey with Source. But I understand that those roles have brought me into the understanding that as my soul's excitement to serve, as my soul's excitement to offer, as my soul's excitement to assist others in transmutation and releasing of the fears, in peeling back the layers of limiting belief, of peeling back the layers of subjugation, of peeling back the layers of density and of less than, that each and every one of those moments was purposeful. That every single one of those battles and every single one of those experiences and every single one of those moments where I felt broken and literally on the edge have been woven through the grace of God, because of God, because of my teams, because of my soul's perseverance and will. And many times as I've offered, not even understanding how I'm here in this moment, because I've been brought back so many times by Source, by God, because of Source, because of the Creator, because of Spirit, because of that essence within me that said there is a purpose to this. And I choose from this point forward to no longer suffer. I choose in this moment, and I'm surrendering all of suffering. I choose to no longer suffer. I choose to be happy. And in those moments of pure heartfelt will, the will of who you are as love, to seek yourself in that love, even if you may not feel that heart-centered pulsation of love, your ability to surrender it and know that you are worthy to see that next moment. You are worthy to see the beauty that will come after every challenge. It does. And you will see the grander lesson. You will see the grander story. You will see your divine destiny unfolding. That those challenges and those triumphs were because you felt such passion and such love. You felt such commitment. You felt such higher knowing for the divine human spirit and the soul presence within that Merkaba, within that divine Metatronic cube that is offered every time one asks, that is offered every time one opens one's heart, that every time one opens one's hands to the heavens and says, I'm ready. I'm ready to live with love. I'm ready to surrender in any way that I may, so that I may find higher vibrational words, so that I may seek within me to know the elegance and the beauty of who I am. I know I am. I know I am. I am that I am, such Source. I am that I am, my name is. I am that I am a co-creator with God every moment because of God, because of Source, because of the Creator, because of Spirit, because of Gaia, because of all that is God within, God without. My intention, my awakening to that presence of Source within every atom, every breath, within and without, these fields are weaving your intentions to you. And even in those moments you may not understand or even feel that there are answers, that there is resolve, that there is healing, that there is activations, that there is the light in whatever tunnel you feel you may be in. It's there. It absolutely is. I've traversed it. I have traversed it. This is only my story, dear ones. And there's many more that have these stories. But I'm offering this as a heavenly, divine garden of love that Source is. And there does not have to be the traversing to any more suffering if you choose not to. It's that pure will of your heart to place your hands upon your divine sacred heart and know that the heavens and the universe is held within you. That your sacred and secret, intimate journey with God is within you. And in any moment you just open up to just desire to feel love of who you are, the compassion of who you are, the knowing that you are worthy of greatness, that you are worthy of light, that you are worthy of the love that you are, that you are worthy of the elegance and the light that you are, and that your path with Source is unique and independent and divine and special and auspicious. And that every challenge you've gone through has the potential to assist all of creation, for it does. I know this. Every healing that you go through and every moment that you accelerate or accentuate or open up and bless with that Creator light through your healing of forgiveness and acceptance and compassion and self-love, that it also does so for all of creation, and timelines are healed and threads are threaded together for new timelines of creating beyond the impossible, of creating beyond what can even be imagined. And this is what the light offers. The light offers all that you are as light, because you are. There's only that veil of illusion right now. There's only that blindfold that says, I'm working on a belief that no longer suits me anymore because I'm seeing it, I'm observing it. That is what awakening is. When you observe that something is no longer working for you, whether it's in diet, whether it's in the words, the behavior, how we behave with one another, all of those moments are awakening moments. And each one of those moments are allowing you to persevere and transcend, to say, I'm willing to step into a greater vibration of who I truly am. I'm always light. I'm always Source. I'm always Spirit. I'm the universe. But in this moment, I said some things, or I felt some things. I've been acting in certain ways that I'm knowing, I'm being aware of. I'm being brought the awareness and the observation that that's no longer working for me. As you observe something, it changes in that moment. And I can choose through the wisdom and the intelligence and the determination and the power of who I am, the perseverance to know and to be and to feel and to act and behave and create a source. I'm choosing in this moment to take myself somewhere different. And boom, that moment is created, that new path, that new creator, reality. It's all created in that moment. And so you choose with source, that intimate moment. Source, I choose. My soul is with me. You can feel the reverberations of your family of light with you as the veils are released, as these layers are peeled back of fears, as the layers of limitation are peeled back. For this I say to be true, divine, dear lighted ones and sacred soul tribe, the holy family sitting with me. There is nothing more truer than this. You are holy, sacred light. You are, always have been. You are holy. You are sacred, you are light. Divinely loved you are, sown with all things you are. And as you peel back those layers, as you peel back the veils of limitation, of fear, of subjugation, whatever it may be that you may be moving through, because your journey is infinite, and you will move through various layers and levels of your expansiveness, of your oneness, of your wholeness. Wholeness has been such a big word with me this week, and it's brought me to tears. My wholeness. For that wholeness is when you accept all aspects of you, and what we said about those 4 vibratory transmutational vibrations. I accept where I am in this moment. I accept that there's certain things I cannot change, but I accept in this moment that I can choose to feel myself and to see myself and to hear myself and to be and co-create as a vibration of love. In that moment of self-acceptance, you shift your vibration. You shift your reality perspective on a trajectory that's more in alignment with what you're choosing. I choose to create a higher trajectory. I choose to create a trajectory that's more soulfully me. And there are moments, there are truly moments, dear lighted ones. And some of those big healing moments are more deep, and they take, perhaps not moments at all, but they take days or perhaps weeks or even months. I've been moving through this last one for about 10 or 12 months now. They're huge trajectories, but when you come off that trajectory and those 2 lines meet of that Metatronic cube, and when those 2 lines meet of the old self to the higher self, it's a huge creational light that emanates from your soul. That's wholeness. Because there's various aspects of you stepping in, and I felt these higher self aspects that when I'm releasing those dark, dense energies, transmuting them with love and compassion and forgiveness and self-acceptance, that light opens up the ability for that higher perspective of you, those higher soul aspects of you to come in as your mastery aspects. And I felt it. I've felt those higher aspects of, as I've called it in, literally sit in me. Being an energetic being, etheric being sits inside of me. And I'm taking on that energy. There is the etheric harmonization that takes place as that occurs. But this is what happens as you release the density and transmute it through those transmutational vibrations of self-love, of forgiving yourself, accepting exactly where you are. I forgive myself and all others. I'm ready to let it go. Is it really worth hanging on to resentment? Is it really worth it? When you could be co-creating in the impossible, when you could be co-creating in the light of what really occurs as you love yourself, forgive yourself and all others, giving yourself the compassion and self-acceptance to say, I'm whole. I've owned that. I own that part of me. I get that journey, because you know what? Who knows? I might be assisting someone else one day, and I might be lending them a hand and lifting them up off the floor to say, you know what? I've been there. I have compassion and understanding for you. I'm your brother. I'm your sister. We're one in this. This is an amazing journey that we can now take excitement and honor in. For the divine human spirit to move within the separation experiences that we've moved within, we're honoring ourselves as whole spirit. We've always been whole, but we've played the game of separation through the limiting separative beliefs and through the programs that we've co-created as separate. So these ascension offerings are to go farther, deeper, and wider into the excitement, into the acceptance, into the divine benevolence of the human spirit. For we each are coming here not understanding what might unfold next, and not understanding the path that each of us traverse. It's unknown. But within us somewhere, even within those that are not yet awakened, within us somewhere, there is divine benevolence. And what if, just what if, we took just a few moments a day to hold space with firm belief, with firm knowing, with firm higher knowing, that perseverance and that will of who we are as divine life, transcending and creating with life, that knowing of life, that knowing of benevolence as source creator, as spirit, as God, as divine essence of love. What if we each held within just a few moments the potentiation of higher knowing and heartfelt will that every single human being on this planet is God, is source, is spirit, is benevolent, is loving, is good, is kind, is generous, is auspicious, is special, is unique. All that is source, all that is potentiation, all that is evolution. If one held that within one's vibration for even 5 minutes a day, for all others on the planet, for all others in creation, the highest and the holiest, that all may be given what they need and when they need it, for the highest and the best, for the greater good, for 5 minutes. How that transforms and transmute your own light. For remember, dear lighted ones, you are one within the all. You're ascending through your pure will. That will is the center of your being, knowing that I believe in the goodness of every human. I believe in the goodness of the human spirit. I've lived it. I've seen myself. I've felt myself. I've heard myself. I've seen myself experienced and traversed the densities. And I say that with the reverence of the human spirit. I say that with the reverence of the divine perseverance that is God. There's God in all moments. Make no mistake about that. I know that now. Pulled me through every time. Make no mistake about that, I know. I speak that which I know. I speak that which I have transformed and transmuted. The essence of fear. The essence of the darkness that I've allowed myself to transverse. To transmute, for understanding that which stands before me, that I experience as, releasing all judgment, for I am. In all that is light, I understand the goodness and the benevolence of creation. I understand the goodness of every human, for we are each source, spirit, creator, God, each of us holding 5 minutes a day. How we transmute the Merkaba, those crucible meeting points through which you meet with a higher perspective of who you are. For you know why, dear lighted ones. For you're giving yourself the opportunity to be your own co-creator of projecting, for knowing, for creating in that higher will knowingness of heart creatorhood. Creating through the heart. I believe in the goodness of my human family. Wow, look just what unfolded in front of me. Someone's offering me a coffee. Wow, that person just gave that person what they needed in that moment. I'm seeing ascension all around me. I'm experiencing ascension all around me. People are feeling better around me. People are feeling healed around me. For I'm allowing the light of all that I am within the Merkaba of all that I am, within the Metatronic light of all that I am, within those crucible meeting points of all that I am that just happened. I get it. I am the light through creation. I am the moving beam of light, and I can offer it forward just through my beingness, just through my allowance of who I am and my acceptance of who I am, my forgiveness of who I am, my loving of who I am. And it's a journey that one can show, if they choose, to just dive deeply within the excitement of who you are, dive deeply within the love of who you are, dive deeply within the perseverance of who you are and the greater will of who you are, knowing that how far you've come, dear ones. As I went for a walk with my son this weekend, and I said, as we were traversing this trail, and we both looked back, and I said, you know, the only time you look back is to see how far you've come. That's it. Don't look back in remorse or regret or wish you could have, should have, would have. You look back to see, man, look at how far I've come. And you see that point right where your foot steps next. Man, oh man, I'm so appreciative. Look at how far I've come. Look at how far I've traveled. And we had a great time, didn't we? So amazing. Look at what we have created. There's nothing wrong with looking back, dear lighted ones. For use it as that tool of perspective that allows you to propel yourself in a trajectory that allows you to be all that you are, that you've always been. Your source spirit, source speaking with you, the fluidity, the gel the crystalline essence that is now this fluid reality that we are co-creating in this fifth dimensional. Make no mistake about that. These are the templates, dear lighted ones. And why we've gone into the experience that we have and the offerings that we have for, make no mistake about this, the traversing is the sacredness. You are sacred, healing your soul so that every crucible point, you're healing your Akash, you're healing the soul of all that you are, to say, come on in. It doesn't matter. The darkness has no hold because my light will heal it. Darkness has no hold because my honor will heal it. I will open my heart and I will heal these dreams. I will heal these perspectives. I will heal these beliefs. My light will heal. The darkness and the fear has no hold over you unless you choose to give it that. And it takes, trust me, I've been through it, dear ones. I speak from that which I know. Stories that perhaps one day may or may not ever be spoken, but I understand and I know. And it can be very challenging. It can make you feel as if you're losing your mind. It can make you feel as if you're losing the bones in your skin, and it just makes you, it can be that traumatic. It doesn't have to be. Because it is only as much as you give it. It is. It's just like love. Love is as much as you give it. So we can choose a trajectory that allows you to feel the empowerment, that allows you to feel inspired, that allows you to feel worthy, that allows you to feel your perseverance, your will, and your determination. Surrender all the fear, surrender the doubt, surrender the limitation, and you will feel the vibratory difference. You will feel these in your invocations, your initiations, to know who you are, to traject yourself into something new, to pinpoint yourself into a new vibratory experience. I release it. Now I am creating my new vibrational reality. Your choice and your intention creates that reality. Make no mistake about that. As quickly as you can say, I release this, you shift your perspective, open up your heart. I intend to create my fifth dimensional reality. And off you go. So your focus can be moment for moment for moment. And I've used this, and I love the different metaphysical tools, and I use tarot cards every day. And I use the Wheel of Fortune as I'm working with my energetic fields, and as if I'm inside the wheel, and I choose. I get to choose my destiny. I get to choose my reality. I get to choose my trajectory with Source. Source, Divine Creator, how may I create beyond imagining? How may I create the impossible with you? I know who I am. I'm feeling this light, this excitement. And even if you might not feel it at that time because you're still moving through something, you can allow yourself to fake it until you make it, because you will get that vibration. And it's all about focus and realigning your vibration to what feels good for you. Because oftentimes there are some experiences where you don't have to keep rehashing and suffering, and you can choose just to let it go. There are those lessons that you might have to learn, and you can ask Source, what is the lesson I need to learn in this? I ask my soul, is there a lesson I need to learn in this, or can I just release it? And you'll get that vibration. There's something further here. Go deeper into it, because sometimes it might be attached to 2 or 3 lifetimes, and it will make your light in your trajectory as you reverberate and ricochet off that lesson greater. So every situation is different. But there are those situations where you can just choose, I release it. No more suffering. Done. If you spent 10 months in suffering, done. It's done. The lesson is done. And ask for, what is the lesson within this? What is the lesson within this experience? Because it's about healing the emotional body. The multidimensional bodies require that healing. But there are situations where you've learned the lesson over and over and over again. It's now time to move on. And you'll feel that. You'll get it. That's feeling into your God self, your source self. Just like many will be experiencing the healing of lack, the healing of lack of abundance. And there's many openings and many portals and many offerings right now for the opening of potentiation of abundance and manifestation of prosperity, of financial wealth. So open up to it. I've done with the lessons of lack and less than and lack of abundance. I'm ready to experience abundance. I choose. And that trajectory choice, that intention, I intend to experience wealth and abundance and prosperity. I am worthy of wealth. How does wealth feel like? What's the emotional vibration of wealth? What's the emotional happiness of being able to do what I want, when I want, how I want, with whom I want? What's that freedom? What's that liberation feeling? And fake it till you make it. Get yourself in that vibration. I can imagine this. I can co-create this fifth dimensional co-creating and manifesting. Feel yourself into these fields, the fields of God within and without, the fields of God of abundance within you. Source Creator, all that is, says you have the potentiation to experience whatever it is you want to experience. The all is available to you, free will. So what is the vibration of your choice? What's your excitement? And choose to direct your energy, your creativity, your imaginings, your excitement, your experiential desire to co-create beyond imagining. Now shift yourself in a trajectory that feels dynamic, that feels awesome, that feels divinely inspired, divinely projected, divinely empowered and supported, because the divine will support you in every way and your subtle bodies will begin to feel it. When you are going against the wheel of fortune, you feel it. Your body will let you know. You start to tense up your organs. Your body will just show you. You're a dynamic, multidimensional being of energy. And your body will tell you that's not in the wheel of your alignment. You're out of alignment of the wheel of your fortune. And fortune being all things, the abundance of all that is source. And so this wheel of fortune experience that I use in my visualizations to shift me in my vibrational experience is I see myself inside the wheel. And just as a hamster or a gerbil is moving inside their wheels, I use my hands to create that new momentum, that vibrational momentum. And I put one intention at every spin of the wheel. And I spin self-love, I spin self-knowing, I spin my happiness and my abundance. These are new vibrations of my fifth dimensional co-creational consciousness. And we will use these experiences and these working with the consciousness fields of Source Creator in our classes, and they are posted on our website, the fifth dimensional consciousness fields, working with the fields of God consciousness that you are. And using this wheel of fortune visualization to co-create a new momentum that every moment that you feel yourself sliding back within negative patterns of thought are created when you give your power to fear, when you give your power to what we think the illusions are of others or other people or other things or systems or politics or whatever it might be that we think we're giving our power away to. They're illusions. It's all illusory because of the belief systems, because of the psyche templates we've come to transcend. Those codes in our field of energy that we've come to transcend. That I must go with what that is because that's a belief I hold, and I'm giving my power to that source. Whether it's a fear, whether it's a belief, whether it's someone else, whether it's a political party, it doesn't matter what it is. Those are codes of energy that you're here to transcend by shifting your perspective of who you are as an unlimited, limitless, dynamic being of source light. That's alchemic frequency shifting. And so transcending those illusions of power allow you to reclaim your power and direct it into your fifth dimensional co-creating, as opposed to the continued third dimensional merry-go-round that we have all traversed, thinking that we don't have the power to change. And that's why we mentioned that just spending 5 minutes a day seeing the goodness, knowing the benevolence, seeing the benevolence in all beings and all people and the goodness in all. Those are vibrational shifts of us owning our power of benevolence, owning our power of goodness, owning our power of energetic projectment into what we desire to feel and experience in our fifth dimensional reality. And using that wheel of fortune as a way to create momentum into that new fifth dimensional pathway trajectory. And what Archangel Michael came to show me last week, or the week before, Archangel Michael came to show me and said, well, how do you want to experience your reality? This is your reality. What do you want to experience? And I immediately said peace, harmony, and oneness. And it was quick for me. I had never asked myself that question, but Archangel Michael and the archangels and the ascended masters come to us to show us, to express to us, to be with us, to remind us that in this moment of reflection, dear one, how do you want to experience your reality? How do you want to move about? Do you want to move about in oneness and sacredness with your heart open, letting go of all walls that you've ever built? Those are the fears and the illusions. You've built these walls of stand back, separation, hold back, I'm not safe. All of these things that we've built through our beliefs and our perspectives, those codes and our templates that we're here to transcend, those are separations. Each and every one of us has them. Each and every one of us are here to transcend them, those that choose to awaken, those that choose to walk the path, because that's moving from separation into wholeness, into unity. And each of us have them to transcend. Some more dynamically traversing through various densities based on the mastery that you come with. Because you do not traverse such density and darkness unless you have the mastery to transcend it. You just don't. I've experienced it. And my teams and my souls very softly and very nurturingly, and this is the beauty and the elegance of God. And I'll close with the beautiful offering of God this morning. Source, Creator, Spirit, the universal creator of all that is, that's within and without. You each come with the exact mastery to transcend anything that you allow yourself to experience. Any depths of separation, any depth of challenge, any depth of lack, you have the exact frequency of mastery to transcend it, because it is a universal balance. It just is. It's quantumly encoded. It is a quantum enmeshment of energy, of balance. And it takes one's acknowledgement and acceptance of this for it to be opened and allowed. It's a flow. Ascension is a flow. It's the allowance of who you innately are, of who you are as God, as Source, as Creator, as the Holy Light. You are sacred in every way. Every child is sacred. Everything is sacred if you so choose to know it and accept it that way. And why not begin there? Begin in sacredness. See all systems as sacred and see what unfolds. For sacredness allows for the holiest flow of the holiest light, of the holiest potentiation. So why not begin there? Sacred is each and every one's desire, if they so choose, to drop within the most magnificent flow of who we have always been. Pure source light, pure source love, pure source color, pure source song. Atom by atom and cell by cell, we are harmonizing with our source essence, the sacredness of who we are as source. And our paths are wide. Our paths are very rich. The paths that each of us walk are necessary. For each of us at some point will assist others. Each of us at some point will be the ones that are reaching our hand up for help and reaching our hands down to help others and assist others through the gates. For we are each the good news messengers. Make no mistake about that, dear lighted ones, if you so choose. You are the good news. You are the sacred. You are the light. You are the source creator in human form. Majesty within you. As your name is Majesty, you are sacred. And this I know to be true. I see it in you. You are God. You are source, you are creator, you are Holy Spirit. You are God, you are source, you are the creator, you are Holy Spirit. And at any moment you can choose to sit with pure intent, to open your heart wide and say, Divine Source Creator, I desire to seek this sacredness within me. How may I create beyond imagining? How may I sense myself as love? How may I sense all others as love? I just want to see everyone as love. I want to be love. I want to be love. I just want to be love. And in those moments of declaration, in those moments of self-proclamation of your worthiness, the heavens will open up to each and every one of you. Somehow, some way you will be shown. And the path of the awakened is one that sees and feels and hears and knows and is open. Not to force it, not to make it happen, but to be open and allow the flow of source. For that is unconditional trust that you are. You are Holy Source. You are Holy Source. You are Holy Source. How may we see all others? How may we see all facets of our socioeconomic system as source? How may we see all things as sacred, regardless of what it may feel like or see or appear as? Know the goodness within it, within all. Seek the sacredness within it, within all. Those standing before you, the sacredness, the God within all. For it's you. You showing you that you are so divinely ready to feel yourself as love. Everyone and every moment, every word, every moment is a sacred journey with God, transforming right before your very eyes. It's an alchemic transmutation, and love is the greatest influencer. Make no mistake about that. Never underestimate your ability to influence. You are the creator of your reality. So how may you influence it? Will you open your heart and influence with soft abandon that you are source creator? Or will you shut down within the limitations and the fears that we've all come with? Or can you sit for a few minutes with source, with your angels and with your guides, and just open? I trust unconditionally that there is nothing that bad can come. No fear can overcome my surrender into love. Your spirit, your source. Your ability to surrender the fears, to surrender the doubt, to surrender the blocks and the walls. You may not know how to get out. You may not know how to see. For Source Creator will always, always respond to the Blessed One that sits and asks to feel love, to be love, to emulate love, to radiate love, to transmute love, to speak love, to help with love, to persevere through love. I have no idea how to see myself out of this source. My heart is open, my heart is wide, and I'm so pure, pure with intent. I'm here to create light on earth, for I am light. Others have walked before me. Others have offered their stories. Others have offered their hearts. I know there is love within me. I just know it. I want to know my story. I want to know my purpose with you. I want to know my destiny with you. I'm worthy. I'm worthy to know my presence of grace. For grace is acknowledging and accepting and being, living within the flow of your own beauty. And that's our message from Source. Receiving grace as the beauty of who you are. So may you know yourself as beautiful. May you know yourself as elegant. May you know yourself as the sun shining in the sky, for you are. May you know yourself as the delicate child standing before you, smiling and asking you, seeking guidance in their own magnificence, in their own inspirational heart, in their own ability to come with creative joy and peace. How may we know all children to create peace in the world? How may we know all beings and all neighbors and all brothers and sisters to be the benevolent factor of beauty that they are? For 5 minutes a day, how may we transmute? And live in a space that is pure love, receiving grace as the beauty of who you are. God asks us of nothing, but through the stories of others, through the soul sharing of others, through our connecting and our communing, through our standing foot by foot and hand, we help one another. We allow our souls to be shared, to say, I'm like you, I'm one with you, I'm your brother, I'm your sister, and I've come on this journey with you. And I'm here to share my heart. For I know you in other dimensions and other galaxies, and we've come together for this super special time, where every facet of our human experience can be transcended and transformed, transmuted, just through opening our hearts and trusting that those that are meant to be before you will be before you. For it's a quantum engagement, it's perfection, it's grace. The source within you has been calling to the source of all others standing before you. The source within, the source without. And how may you co-create beyond imagining, beyond the impossible? For you understand that your heart carries such power to transmute and heal all illness, to transmute those that are angry and suffering into peace and solace. For your heart has such power, dear lighted ones, the grace of God lives within you. The grace of God is pulling you from every moment that you've fallen. God is. Because of God, God is. Source, Creator, Spirit, all that is. God is. This I know to be true, dear lighted ones. This I know to be true. The sacred stories of love. The sacred stories of Source. So that we may value and honor and create appreciation and gratitude for our journeys. And we may honor the dedication and the determination and the devotion of the human spirit. So that we offer love and compassion for all those suffering and all those traversing their own unique paths without judgment, but with divine unconditional love and compassion. For each and every one of us will require it in our journey. We will require it in our path, so that we may offer others the gate, the way forward, and the loving heart that's needed and required. It takes great strength and power to acknowledge what is unseen, and so that you open your heart to it and allow it to flow through you and change and transmute and transcend everything within your path, to be that garden of love, to be that butterfly breaking out of its cocoon, to be that celebration of family and friends and sacred soul tribe. For your acknowledgement, you're offering it in and you're calling it in and you're allowing it to live through you as love, as Source, as the grace that you are, receiving grace as the beauty of who you are. You receive grace in your acknowledgement, in your allowance of your own beauty. And our paths are purposeful. Our paths have greater, higher perspective for the all. For each of us have come to be those unique aspects of the story, of the grander story of creation, to new galaxies, to new co-creations, to new song. Receiving the grace as the beauty of who you are. Oneness. How graceful. And in closing, dear lighted ones, I wanted to offer some beautiful and divine archangel, divine sacred song and music and light language. Beautiful, soft, and blessing of the whisper of all that is, co-creating new consciousness templates, new fields of light through sound, through song, through sacred light language, of allowing your journey to be sacred and valuable. And in every challenge there is triumph, in every challenge there is light. In every way that you traverse this beautiful path, you are supported by the consciousness of Gaia, the consciousness of God, and all that is, weaving new templates, weaving your future that is golden, weaving your future that is divine, weaving your future that is graceful, for you are all this. And so it is. Divine blessings and divine grace to each and every one of you as for coming and sharing in this beautiful platform that we offer and sharing within our divine sacred soul tribe, to know that you are source creator, that you are pure love, that you are pure grace, and your divine creatorhood is divinely purposeful, special, and unique. And we thank each and every one of you for being with us.